C'est un grand plaisir. Thank you, Thomas. It's a great pleasure to having you in Dream & Co. It's an honor in English. First, you have to apologize my accent, okay?
It's all right.
You swear, apologize.
Je comprends un peu français et tu parlais un peu anglais, donc
Okay.
we will understand each other.
No woman, no cry. C'est la base. C'est the base. To know you was born in Netherlands. How was your childhood in Netherlands? What did you do? What kind of music
Was I listening to?
Yes.
Well, this was the era of I don't know if you remember Emu and Napster and
of course,
yeah,
to
LimeWire and
yes,
stuff.
to download.
So this was the beginning of the internet. So
Yeah.
I was downloading all these records that didn't have anything to do with each other. So I could go from Nirvana to Wu-Tang to Nick Cave.
Oh yeah.
You know, it was Scott Walker, Bowie. It just kind of was quite random, and I think this is also a typical thing of our generation, that we listen to music quite randomly.
Yeah.
You know, we go from one thing to another as long as it resonates with us.
When I opened my eyes, I thought I was with her.
You decided to go to Berlin.
We're talking about 2006-07, so there was a lot of great indie music at the time, but also great electronic music. So I felt I wanted to explore that. I was interested in everything that had keys and synthesizers. So I had no idea how to work with it, but I wanted to do more of that. It excited me. So Berlin was naturally an interesting choice. However, I didn't really find a scene that I was hoping to find. I didn't really belong anywhere there. I realized that Berlin is a city where everybody just comes and goes.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a misconception. You know.
And how long do you stay in Berlin? The time to do your first album, Ailas?
Long? 10 years?
10 years in Berlin.
Yeah,
Okay.
8-10 years, and Hylas took me 5 or 6 years to say what I wanted to say, and I think I needed to live a little before I have something to say, you know, and what better places than a 20-year-old in Berlin, you know, it's free, there's freedom of thinking, and there's a sexual freedom, and there's not so much codes.
You want to know who is Thomas Azier? Remember, Red Eyes.
Pieces fall whenever games you play, and even castles could not get away.
It's very electronic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you listen to the second album called Rouge in French, you
Yeah.
did it in Paris.
Yeah.
It's less electro. There is more instrumental. Why?
Well, I think at that time I was getting fed up with a lot of the electro-pop music that I was hating. I couldn't stand it because pop music became sort of a weak electro version, you know, like some sort of light version, disco kind of stuff. I wanted to go more to the core of my music, which is songwriting in the end, and I just stripped it away from everything that wasn't necessary, and I ended up with just songs on a piano. That's why I see it almost as a sort of learning curve towards where I'm going.
And how do you work your song? For example, do you write first the lyrics after the music, or do you have first the music and after the lyrics?
I have this thing when I sleep where I go in some sort of lucid dreaming state that it's a bit strange to explain, but it's a thing called rocking syndrome that apparently more people have, where you sort of move with your head, like you rock back and forth. I am not really sleeping, but I'm not really awake either. And then I start humming all these songs and they just come out like that, and I just record it on my phone, and in the morning they're all there. Okay. So this is how it starts, usually with melody. Okay. And after the melody, I will go straight into the computer and start producing my song.
We are with Thomas to talk about the new album called Stray. It's very interesting as a new album, because I have the feeling that it's a mix of your two albums, Aylas and Rouge. Is it the idea?
Well, I'm not sure if it's the idea, but I wanted to do this for the second album already. I wanted to make something slightly more radical and extreme, and I think I just had the self-confidence to do it this time and to push a little bit further in terms of production.
Yeah.
And I just traveled all over the place to record it, and I didn't have any outside influence, not much. I was just doing it on my own on my laptop. So also an important development is that I became independent, for this album. So no more big labels.
You are free, Thomas.
I'm a free man, yeah.
To have an idea, what is this new album, the video, Wild Horses? On en parle juste après, tout de suite.
Since it's raining night and day, she keeps on raining, the more I crave. Black water running through my hands tonight. Books are burning, my hands are tied. Let's go, baby, I want it fast. Let's go, baby, I want it to last. Give me a try.
Nous sommes maintenant aux étoiles, car ce soir il va se passer un truc incroyable. Thomas Azier sera en live, mais juste avant il nous accorde une petite interview pour nous présenter ce nouvel album Stray, new album Stray. This is a special album. You play with your voice more than in the other albums.
Yeah, I like this idea of also having so much different emotions in the voice. When we fuck, or when we are scared, or when we are angry, we use our voice in a very different way.
That is true.
So I like the idea of everything always has to be like nice when you sing, and I think it's also interesting to make it more aggressive or animalistic sounding.
And you do something special to work with your voice? For example, like Céline Dion, you don't talk during days and days, or I don't know?
No,
nothing special.
No.
Okay.
Maybe I should, maybe I should.
And tonight you play here at Les Étoiles.
Yeah.
How do you feel before a show?
Today I'm really relaxed.
Thanks to us, of course.
Possibly.
Yes, of course. The Dream & Co, évidemment.
But I feel I'm just happy to be on tour, man. To just get it out and exist, let the music exist, especially if you're working on something for a year frantically and obsessively like I do. Sometimes it's just nice to just let it go and just, you'll see on stage tonight. I like the idea of really letting go and, or get to a point where you lose yourself a bit.
You play in different places. Tonight at Les Étoiles, it's a very intimate place. Mm-hmm. What do you like?
You can go loud and it can be a bit dangerous. You're very close to people, there's no barriers, or you could jump into the crowd or do whatever you want, So, and I like this idea, This is where I control it. This is not Instagram. This is not fucking internet, or.
This is real.
This is. Now you're coming to my house.
To finish, first, thank you. Because it's a great honor. C'est un grand honneur, oui. Sur Dream & Co, ça se passe. C'est une exclusivité. Il a choisi Dream & Co pour présenter son nouvel album Stray. Achetez-le, écoutez-le, venez le voir sur scène. Il reviendra en France, c'est sûr. You will come back in France. You promise?
Sure, yeah.
Ok. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you. Take care, man.
Et à bientôt sur Dream & Co, évidemment.